Business show in RVA. On the mic with Mike in RVA.
Mike King is a businessman. He's a businessman with his own talk show. On the mic with Mike is the best business radio program in the game. You know what it is? Mike King Radio.
The king of RVA Business Talk Radio on ESPN 106.1 FM, The Choice 105.3, and worldwide on IBGR.network.
Mike King Radio.
Mike is Mike from Michael Mike's. From the Michael Mike's. From the Michael Mike's. My name is Isabella, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my scam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. Appreciate you being here with me. So this is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We do like LeBron. We take our talents on the road, and then we showcase what happens here in the Central Virginia area. So that is IBGR, Saturdays, 10 a.m. in the East. Alrighty, so a lot of cool things happening here, a lot of rock stars. People come through the studio. We have my man, Ken Oxendine. He was in a while back. He was here with my friend Joe Chikowitz, and I got to know him. So him and his wife are out there making magic happen in the community. Welcome to the program, folks.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Alrighty, so I always say it's a business show. So start, tell us who you are and what you guys do.
Well, Brown Oxline Sports Group, boxsportsgroup.com. What we are doing is just connecting the dots.
Okay.
We're trying to continue to not only connect the dots for the youth, but also, as we've done in the past, now we're spreading that umbrella. We're connecting it was always community and youth. Now it's also connecting the community to each other, but then also just growing just everything else that we're trying to do. And when you think about what connecting the dots looks like, and that's either helping individuals connect with jobs, with understanding of life, understanding their direction, and in the end, just trying to make things happen better for us.
Alrighty, ma'am.
And just to add to that, we moved back here in 2019 from Atlanta, and coming from a bigger city, we have two little girls, and when we moved back up here, we just realized there wasn't as much going on within Chesterfield, we felt. And we're directly in the heart of Chester, which is very quaint, small village. And they have this beautiful green space down there that is just not being taken advantage of when it comes to putting on things for the community. And so for us, we found that we were having to go over to Short Pump or to Richmond to do stuff.
So you guys decided to take it on your own.
So
and
yeah,
make the magic
so
happen.
we yes, and that brings us to Chesterfest.
The Chesterfest.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the great parts about having your own show is, you can ask the question that you want. Mom, how is it that you guys, you come through COVID? I always ask parents, and how are the kids doing now? Because we lived through some crazy times. What's it like parenting now? Because I got grandkids. I'm going to tell you, the hours are better as a grandparent, responsibilities. I don't have to be that bad guy like I was with the king of the no.
Mm.
I turned into the yes man with the grandkids. But how is it right now? And I know you guys are big in the sports for the girls. Talk about the environment, how the kids are doing out there now.
Well, our kids, they're pretty resilient to just several things. We've really built them to understand those concepts and understand that we're very God driven and everything happens for a reason, but we understand the whole idea of things will happen, and then we have to, just like in sports, you get up and continue to move on, because if you stay down, you're gonna no one's gonna help you up. You continue to stay down. It's just one thing that people will see you, but the idea of you also got to be that person that want to get up as well.
Yeah, and then just through, with COVID, I think the thing that really helped our girls where it didn't impact them a whole lot is the fact that we keep them outside.
Okay,
They're outdoor kids. So not being able to do, other things like indoor stuff, it just didn't
because
play a
they were
role for
used
us
to being
because
out.
they ride their bikes out. I mean, they're just outside from morning till night.
There you go. All righty, so Chester Fest. So you guys come back from the big city, come to Chester. Shout out to Chester. That's where I started my radio program at. Right at is it Harrogate?
Mhm.
Right on the corner.
Mhm.
And there used to be WNTW, it was the radio station right across from the Lazy Daisy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
people would never be able to find them. Like, hey, do you see that blue dumpster?
Kind of, yeah.
That blue dumpster is the door to the radio station. So shout out to the good folks down in Chester. Alrighty. So explain to the listeners what exactly is Chester Fest.
It's just a community festival that has a bunch of vendors. In the past, it's had 200 vendors at least. Where this year we probably won't have as many due to COVID and a lot of small shops shutting down. But a lot of artisans, food trucks, this year, Ken is on the board over at the new Perkson Center of Arts.
That place is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Shout out to the chamber. I've never been there,
yeah.
and that place.
Yeah, they had
an
event over there.
Event, yes, it was.
Yeah, so we've partnered with them to coordinate a musical lineup. In the past at Chester Fest, they just had like karaoke and that sort of thing, where this year we came in and our goal was just to really give it a facelift and to bring life back into it. So I'm really excited to have actual musicians out there, performing. And so they're still kind of getting, figured out who we're going to have, or committed, I should say. But nonetheless, it's exciting for us just to be able to do something different.
The date of the event is
September 24th,
24th. Okay, and the time
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
in that bustling village of downtown Chester.
Yes.
Ooh, boy, I mean, there's gonna be some traffic jams up there
Yeah.
for that, but it is for a good cause. All right, Ken, so let's talk about, playing in the NFL, coming back from, the local guy makes good, now you come back and you're able to be a shining light for other people. You're using your celebrity for good.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's make this thing happen.
Yeah.
And because like you said, it had gotten sort of stagnant. Now all of a sudden you're putting some new energy to it.
Yeah.
What can people expect now and why did you take that on? Let's go to that. Why did you take it on,
Yeah.
man?
Well, coming back, it was that whole concept of, how can we continue to grow?
Okay.
Just like I said, when I initially came back, I'm doing mentor programs into the high schools, doing mentorships into the elementary schools. Going and speaking to different gamers. But the thing is also continue to shine that light on where I grew up at. And the reason why we wanted to take it on was we wanted to allow our area to be more.
Gotcha.
And those parts, when you're bringing people in to see, now they see the specialness of what Chester is. And so now, and that's our biggest thing is continue just to allow us to be able to entertain not only ourselves, but the community and families and not have to travel as much and make Chester a walkable town, because there is it aged out to a degree. When I was young, it was a bunch of kids and we were all over the place. And then our parents grew up and now our parents are retiring and growing and moving out. And now you're seeing a flux of younger age individuals that's coming to that community.
How many people ride down? That's Route 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How many people just ride right down there through Chester and just keep on going? I know I was across the street for a year and I didn't know that center or anything was back across the road.
Yeah.
Well, the center we opened it during the COVID, so
Gotcha.
it just opened back in 22 years ago. So that was 2020. And so that happened. The libraries was back there because the library used to be right next to where the right on the corner of Harrogate and just where the 7-Eleven is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then they moved that back there. But that area is grown, and what they put there is just a beacon, and just that whole area. They're starting to build other shops, other vendors, and other stores that can allow the area to be more. And that's what we wanted to do, is just be more and just be able to be entertained. And the Perkins Art Center, they really have done a good job trying to continue to grow with being able to not only entertain the community, but also the region as well.
September 24th, what time?
10 to 5.
10 to 5. All right, so what kind of things? So you're a mom, you guys got cool things. What kind of things you gonna have for the kids out there?
So the whole green space is going to be a kid zone. So we have jump houses. We've partnered with Alma Bella Academy, which is a place for encouraging minds that are into the arts and doing STEM-like activities.
They're down that way?
They are, yeah. So the whole mantra of like live like a local, is like what we're trying. You never, okay, well.
I've never heard. That's pretty, okay, live like a local.
Live like a local, but like, that's just what we're just trying to create, is stuff to do in town, and so, but nonetheless, getting back to the kids zone, it's the jump houses. Alma Bella Academy will be out there, doing things with the kids, face painting, stuff like that.
So anything we can do here, so we're gonna have you guys back on again down the road to talk about what's happening, because you guys are gonna have some new and exciting news, as well as you're gonna be on the choice with us as well. That way we're able to open up a different audience. One of the cool parts about it is when you have things for the kids. Oh, this is another thing that you learn as a grandparent. So my kids are old, and so I didn't know those ball pit things were like the nastiest place in the world.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I take my kids to there, and I'm in there, and I got carried away, just having a good time, just all up in there, just throwing the balls, and nobody was in the restaurant that day, so I went through throwing the balls in there. I'm just having a great time. 48 hours later, I had the bubonic plague, really. And then when I couldn't get to work, people were like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yo, I was in the ball pit," and every parent looked at me like, ew. Why did you do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yo, that's the nastiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's germ
We
filled.
will not have one of those at Chesterfield.
Yeah, no
But you know
problem.
what? That's just a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Whereas a grandparent, don't do that, because what happens is, you may fall ill. But one of the cool things about what you guys are doing is bringing life and bringing energy to the Chester community. And it's great what you're doing. September 24th, 10 a.m. That's where you guys are. It's on the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond. We'll be back.